Hello everybody. Welcome to this really weird and, to be honest, really random video. It's definitely not something that I've done before. Like, I know I've talked to you guys before. I know I've given you guys updates before, but that was when I was a little bitch and also 14 years old. But I've never sat down and done a random video like this where I don't know, I felt like I needed to talk about this, wanted to talk about it. Because it's been on my mind. This topic that I'm about to bring up has been on my mind. And I know it's been on other people's minds, and it's natural for this time of year, you know? Because it's Christmas, you know? And then you start realizing it's December. And then you start realizing it's almost 2019. Where did 2008 go? 18 go. 2008, woo. Where did 2018 go? I haven't done anything this year. And that's kind of where my mind is at. And I know that's where a lot of people's minds are going to be at right now. Because it's just, I don't know, I think it just comes natural at the end of the year, everyone kind of starts reflecting on the past year that they just had, and they start thinking about all the things that happened. And sometimes it's hard to think about the things that have happened. Like, you feel like you actually haven't accomplished anything. And I know that's a case with a lot of people. For me, it's less that. I'm more having a feeling of, I feel like I haven't done enough. Like, I feel like I could have done more things this year. I feel like, or at least I feel like I could have done things better this year, if that makes sense. Because I know I've done things. I've done a whole hell of a lot this year. We've done a whole hell of a lot this year, you know? It's incredible, actually. I graduated this year. I went to PAX East. I went to see Markiplier's live show. That was awesome. I've been improving on my art. Incredibly so. There's so much that I've done. I got my permit, my driver's permit. I quit a really bad job and got a better one that I adore. You know, it's better than the last one at least. There's so much that I have done. But there's always that feeling that I have that I could have done more. And for me, it doesn't only happen towards the end of the year. It happens every day in my mind. And I know that sounds horrible, right? But every day at the end of the day, I'm like, I've done nothing. I could have done this. I could have done that. I've done nothing. What the fuck am I doing? And sometimes, after a week of just having those little tiny thoughts, it builds up. And I just, completely shut down mentally. Because I'm like, I'm not doing anything. What am I doing? And those are the thoughts that are in my head constantly. It's like a few days ago, I was up since 10 a.m. and then I was sitting there playing games with friends at 7 p.m. and one of them asked, what have you done today? And I'm like, I put on my Christmas lights. That was it. You know, and then I start realizing, I could have done this, I could have been working on this, I could do this, and that's kind of where my mind is at constantly. Because it doesn't feel like I've done anything. And some days I don't do anything, you know? Some days I literally don't do anything. I just wake up, and then I go to bed. And in my mind, that's a problem. In my mind, I'm like, no, you've got things to do. You can record, you can edit, you can stream, you can draw, you can do this, you can put effort into this project, you can start making that video game that you've been wanting to work on. You could start writing, you could start doing a comic, you can do things, you can start painting. In my head, there's so many things that I could be doing, that I should be doing. And towards the end of the day, when I haven't done any of those things, my brain's like, why didn't you do those things? And it's not just things like that either. You know, like actually doing something like projects or anything. It's just sometimes simple things. Like sometimes I forget to take a shower and my brain's like, you couldn't even manage to take a shower? Sometimes I don't clean my room and my brain's like, bitch, I'm about to give up on you. And that is where I'm at. Kind of constantly. And after a while of like having those thoughts build up, you start to think other things like, I'm lazy, I'm failing, I'm not doing what I should be doing or what I could be doing, I'm not putting an effort to anything, and you just kind of spiral down. And that's where I've been at for a few months. You know, I've been on that slow spiral, but also really working hard on things because of, like, the thoughts in my head. And now, like, more than ever, because, you know, it's the time of year, it's almost 2019, I sit here and I'm thinking harder, what did I do throughout the year? And then like there's that part of me that's like, nuh-uh, anxiety, nuh-uh, I'm winning this round, you know, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that, you know, but then my anxiety's like, bitch, you could have done more. And I'm like, fuck, you're right. And, I don't know, that's something that I wanted to talk about because it's not healthy. I know it's not healthy. I'm completely aware that it's just how my brain works, how I perceive things, my anxiety, that I'm a workaholic, that it's not healthy. And that's what I've realized. And sometimes it helps to have that reassurance of like, oh, well, yeah, you have done something. That's something that I've learned to try to give myself every day. Anytime that I start to have, like, those real thoughts, I'm like, oh, well, what have you done today? I try to think of something. Because, to be honest, you never do nothing. If that makes sense. Because some days, getting out of bed might be the hardest thing that you do all day. And yet you did it. And during this time of the year, that's something that I'm trying to think about as well. Like, oh, what have I done this year? One of my biggest accomplishments in my mind is survive. I've survived this year. And that's something that you guys can say too. Because I know that we've all had our ups and downs. We've all had bad things. This year, in April, I hit probably one of my lowest points. So now, here I am, months later, and I can say with certainty, when I ask myself, oh, well, what did you do this year? I survived. I lived through one of my mentally darkest places that I've been in yet. And I got through. And I know it sounds like I'm rambling, and it sounds kind of stupid to just sit here and be rambling, and my computer kind of shut down. But it's true, and it's something that I wanted to talk to you guys about as well, and kind of let you guys know, because I know a lot of people are having kind of like these thoughts, like, what have I done this year? Did I do enough? Did I do anything, like, worth noticing? You have. And I don't want anyone to feel like they haven't. You know, you could be an artist and you could feel like you haven't done any big accomplishment. Just because you didn't do anything big doesn't mean you didn't do anything. You worked on your art, for instance. You know, and you've gotten better since the beginning of this year to now. I can guarantee you've gotten better. You know, even if you didn't do anything huge, you've done something. And that's something that I kind of want to not only instill upon you guys, but instill upon myself as well. So this is me lecturing myself, really, but in a way that I'm also lecturing you guys. I think we're all just having a nice therapy session. I just hit my mic. I hope that didn't pick up. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's something that I wanted to mention and bring up and talk to you guys, because it's something that's been on my mind a lot. A lot. Can I say a lot one more time without it being annoying? No? Okay, moving on then. That's just something that I wanted to bring up and talk about and mention and, you know, make knowledge of. So even if you didn't do anything extravagant, you may not have gotten married or gotten into a relationship or found your dream job, or you may not have done anything you think is extraordinary, but you did. You've survived. That's the biggest thing that anyone could ask themselves to do. At the beginning of the year, your biggest goal is to survive to the next one. Because life gets hard, and life likes to beat the living shit out of you. So surviving it is the biggest accomplishment anyone can have. And you can also think to yourself about all the little things you've done. Every little thing that you've done is something. Have you improved on your art? Did you learn a little bit of a new instrument? Did you write a little bit? Did you read a little bit more? Maybe you went outside. Maybe you were a part of a club for a little bit. Maybe you did really anything. Maybe you were in one play that you really enjoyed. You know? Like, that's something. And as long as you enjoyed it and you had fun with it and it's something that you feel like you've accomplished, hell, that's amazing. And you did amazing. And again, if you truly feel like you don't have anything under your belt, you do. You, every single day, despite whatever was happening, you woke up and you got out of bed. You continued to the next day. If you're watching this, you've done that every day this year. 364, 65? I don't know. I'm trying to be emotional, not a genius. And you've done that every single day. For a lot of days. And that's just something that I want you guys to keep in mind. And that's something that I'm going to keep in mind too, as much as possible. Because we've all done something. We've all done something amazing. And I want you guys to just know that, you know? I know I'm just rambling, so I'm going to end this ramble session. But I just wanted to say that. That's all.